뭘 봐.
안녕. Okay. Um Okay, so I have like some like I guess old news to talk about. I don't know why I'm doing this. It is old news. But I want to talk about the Korean adaptation of True Beauty. If you don't know what True Beauty is, it was a webtoon first, and then they made it into an adaptation before the webtoon even finished. And I have some beef with this. I have some beef with the whole thing. Honestly, the adaptation is good. I liked it. I thought the casting was on point, but I have some qualms with the story. So it's not even the adaptation that I have a problem with, it's just the story of True Beauty in general. And I want to rant about it a little bit because I was thinking about this when I was watching, what's it called? Family by Choice, which is a K-drama, which is actually really good. And because that show has 𝑖nyop in it, I was thinking of True Beauty again, and I was like, the ending really upset me. The character of Jugyeong really upsets me because I feel like she made the wrong choice. So this story revolves around Jugyeong. And, you know, throughout middle school, she had low self-esteem and was bullied for her looks. Because she has, like, acne and... which is super normal. Like, they're kids, you know what I mean? She's an adolescent. It's normal to have acne and, like, not the greatest skin and to be looking a little bit disheveled. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, and so, because of her low self-esteem, she decides before high school she's not going to get bullied anymore because she's going to learn how to use makeup. And so through online tutorials, she learns the power of makeup. And she's able to transform herself into a goddess. And so by the time she gets into high school, that's literally what people see her as. They praise her for her beauty and her looks. And she's kind of like the goddess of the school. However, nobody actually knows what she looks like without makeup, so apparently it's a very big difference from her with and without makeup, because she does the whole 9 yards. She uses like double eyelid tape and she puts in contacts and, you know, fills in her eyebrows real good, the whole 9, to where she is unrecognizable with and without makeup. And so that is her big secret. She doesn't want anybody to know what she looks like without makeup because she was bullied so bad in middle school for it. That being said, when she gets home after school, she takes off her makeup and like lives her normal, like nerdy life. She likes horror she likes horror comics, and so she likes to go to like this bookstore around the corner from her house. And so one night she goes there to, with no makeup on, to get one of her favorite new released books, and she runs into this guy who happens to try and be getting the same book as her. And that guy is Suho. So Suho is the ice prince of the school. You know, he's like the most popular guy, even though he has a very icy, cold personality, no friends, and doesn't seem to like anyone or anything. Now, because of this encounter, he figures out who she is. He figures out that she is Jugyeong, even though she's not wearing makeup, and like, he shouldn't know, he shouldn't be able to recognize her, but he does. Now, if I remember correctly, because it's been a while since I've watched the drama and since I read the webtoon, if I remember correctly, she like drops a little like horror manga comic charm thingy off her backpack, and he finds it and recognizes it as hers. He knows that she's the same person. I feel like in the story though, they try and like spin it like he recognized her from her face, and I'm like, did he? I don't think he did. Now, that being said, he doesn't judge her. He doesn't think she's ugly without makeup or anything. Like, he just doesn't really seem to care. Anyway, but she's devastated that this guy now knows her secret. And she begs him not to tell anybody and to keep it hush-hush on the low. And he's just like, okay. And that kind of starts, like, their weird friendship. Now, that being said, she also then begins another friendship a little bit later on with a guy named Seojun, who is my favorite. And he's kind of the like bad boy type. He has some like sketchy friends, and he's maybe not the nicest, but I feel like he just kind of doesn't put up with BS, and that's more so why. Anyway, but he's kind-hearted nonetheless, and people, honestly, it's funny because both these boys, both Suho and Seojun, are living like double lives, you know, just like Jugyeong. It's just their double lives are a little bit different from hers. But these two guys recognize her for her personality and not her looks, you know, although she doesn't really realize that because teenagers. And that's sort of the setup of the story. Now, let me rant about why she made the wrong choice. So, when they're in high school, she obviously kind of falls for the Ice Prince himself, Suho, which I get it, he's good looking, whatever, but he has no personality. That's literally why he's an Ice Prince. He has no personality. He's book smart, and like the only hobby he has is reading horror manga. Other than that, he doesn't seem to care about anything or anyone. He doesn't seem to have any joy or ambition, and he has no friends. All red flags. He's not likable. Besides his looks and the fact that he's rich, he has no personality. His whole world starts to slowly revolve around Jugyeong. Whereas Seojun, my favorite, not only is he super good looking, he also is talented. He's an amazing singer and songwriter, and he has friends. He actually has friends. He also like has like part-time jobs or whatever because his family is not wealthy, and I think his mom is like sick or something, so he like helps out with the bills and stuff. So he's not even a rich kid, you know what I'm saying? He just like is hot. He's hot and he's into fashion, so he knows how to dress well, but like he's a regular guy. He also rides a motorcycle, really adding to like the bad boy thing. But anyway, he's still the better option because he has a personality, he has ambitions, he has dreams, he has friends. Even when because obviously both these guys start to fall for Jugyeong, and even when he falls for her, his world does not revolve around her. He's a well-rounded person, is my point. Whereas Suho is not. That being said, so because Suho also starts to fall for Jugyeong, they fall for each other, right? They finally like exchange feelings, and before they get the chance to date, Suho has like a family emergency, and his dad is sick or something, and they have to go to America for their dad to get treatment over there. So he has to like leave like right now. So they don't even get a chance to date, and he also does not keep in contact with her. He does not keep in contact with her. Like, he does not call her regularly, he doesn't text, he doesn't update on her life. He's not like the social media type, so like the contact is just dead. And she like waits for him kind of. But I think the reason he cut off contact is so that she wouldn't wait for him, but I'm also like, that's kind of just like cruel. Like, you might as well just tell her like, hey, like, I don't know if I'm ever coming back to Korea or when I'm coming back, so like, live your life, don't wait for me. Which also I'm like, you guys are teenagers, so let's simmer down already. So after Suho leaves, like, Jugyeong is kind of waiting for him, and it takes a while for her to get over him, which I guess is sort of understandable. It seems like he's sort of like her first love or whatever. Now, while that's all happening, Seojun remains a very good friend. Okay, he remains a very good friend, even though I believe he told Suho that he also has feelings for Jugyeong, like, before he left. But he never made a move on her, like, he never crossed that friendship line. Fast forward, they've graduated from high school. Okay, they're in their early 20s, they're in college. And, you know, Suho has not returned from America. Seojun is still friends with Jugyeong, and he has not made a move. He hasn't made a move, even though she's available. She seems to have gotten over Suho at this point, since it's been like years. Him and Jugyeong are such good friends that when she goes out with her girlfriends drinking and she gets like drunk, they call Seojun to come and get her. I'm like, that's boyfriend stuff. You call like the girl's boyfriend to come and get her. But they literally will call him every time she gets drunk or whatever. They're like, Seojun, come and get your girl. And they even ask him like, are you ever gonna make a move on her? Like, it's been years. Like, we're out of high school now. What's going on? So one night he comes to pick her up from a night of drinking, and he decides to confess his feelings to her. I think he kind of does it because he sort of expects her to not remember because she's really drunk. So while they're walking home, he just tells her that he likes her, and she remembers this. But she starts seeing him as boyfriend material, and she starts thinking of him as more than just a friend, and she's like, you know, he really always has been there for me. And so, long story short, they start dating. And I don't think this is a bad thing at all. I don't think he had any obligation to stay away from her just because him and Suho were like cool. And also, Seojun liked her as well in high school, so as soon as Suho left for America, he could have like swooped in and tried to woo her, but he didn't. Like, he waited. He waited a long time, and honestly, even if her friends didn't finally say that to him, he probably wouldn't have said anything to her. Like, they would just be in their 30s, and he'd still probably have a crush on her and just be like, well, I won't say anything. So as they're dating, Jugyeong is kind of in her influencer era, and, you know, she's making makeup tutorials, and she wants to be a professional makeup artist, right? And so opportunities keep arising for her, and her career keeps going up and up and up. You know, she's getting to the level of like kind of internet famous, and she's really excited. Things with her and her boyfriend are going well until they go to like some like festival thing one day, and I don't know, basically she pushes him on stage to sing because he's a great singer. And so he does it, and of course this gets all over, people film it and it goes all over the internet, it's all over fake Instagram and like stuff. And he gets a call from like a entertainment label, and they want to turn him into an idol. And so his dreams are now coming true, and he's on the up and up and up. Mind you, that only happened because she pushed him to go sing at this festival, and he didn't even want to do it, but she like pushed him. She's like, go, you're a great singer, blah blah blah. So he starts to become famous, and her insecurities are starting to come out. You know, he has a lot of female fans, especially because he's very attractive, and yada yada yada. Meanwhile, while she thinks that he could possibly leave her because now he's like in the celebrity world and he could find someone prettier than her, not like better personality or anything, prettier than her, that's what she keeps thinking. You're gonna find someone more attractive than me. And instead of expressing this to him and expressing her insecurities, because mind you, this man thinks their relationship is going fantastic. He's thinking so far into the future. He's literally like, oh my god, like my money troubles are gonna go away. I can take care of my family. My mom, my sister won't have to worry. On top of that, he's thinking like, I can buy Jugyeong a house with a yard. We're gonna have a family one day. Like, this man is thinking like he's gonna be with this woman forever. Not that he's expressed this to her yet. He was going to, but before he even got the chance, she breaks up with him. And that comes out of left field because he's thinking their relationship is good and that they're solid. Until one night she's just like, yeah, like, we gotta end things. And she acts like she's doing it for him, but she's doing it because she's insecure about herself. Seojun is heartbroken. He has to go through the rest of his days just like sad boy vibes. This man's randomly crying backstage before he has like a performance to do just because he's sad that his girlfriend broke up with him for no reason. So just before this breakup, guess who comes back into town? Suho. Suho comes back into town after being MIA for like 4 years or something. No contact, like just ghosts. And he comes back. He comes back looking better than ever. Same personality though, so America didn't do him that much good. And, you know, obviously when he comes back into town, he hears that Jugyeong is now dating Seojun, and like she keeps it professional, if you will. Like, you know, she's like, we can be friends and like that's cool or whatever, and obviously stirring up some old feelings now that he's back, but yeah. But Suho is trifling. Suho is trifling, and you can tell he's trying to kind of like weasel his way into her life in a certain kind of way. And so of course Seojun is like on high alert, because wouldn't you be? Because this man is obviously trying to steal his girlfriend. And so when she breaks up with Suho, with Seojun, he kind of is like wondering a little bit if it's because of Suho's presence. And his fears are kind of realized because after they break up, she does start dating Suho. And I'm like, girl, what is this hoe hopping? When Seojun finds out about it, he is so hurt because It's like that slap in the face. Like, he waited for this girl patiently for like 4 years before actually getting with her. And then she breaks up with him because he's pursuing his dreams. And then she gets back with the guy that he was in competition with. Like, it really just feels like Seojun was just a placeholder for when Suho came back, which is exactly what happened. Now, here's where the adaptation drama differs from the webtoon, because when the drama came out, the webtoon was not completed. It was still ongoing. And so obviously the drama got to take a little bit of creative liberties. They make Suho have more of a personality. But yeah, in the show, they just make him more of a well-rounded person than what he is in the actual webtoon. That being said, so it kind of almost makes him a little bit more comparable to Seojun. Now back to the webtoon. Even when he initially comes back from America, he's still kind of the same person. Until Jugyeong sort of like encourages, I don't know, does she encourage him? Look, out of nowhere, he finally likes cooking. That's his hobby. Like, that's his thing. He wants to be a chef, I guess. And that comes out of like nowhere. And then they add like the backstory where it's like, oh, when because his mom passed away when he was younger. So it was like when she was still alive or something, he would like cook with her or something like that. Which I was like, where was that context like way earlier on? They just threw that in afterwards because, you know, you can't have like these two super ambitious people. Like, Jugyeong's following her dreams of becoming like a legitimate makeup artist, and then Seojun is following his dreams and becoming an idol. And then what? Suho was just here. So like, it looks out of place that he doesn't also have some level of ambition. Now here comes the twist, right? So in my opinion, this is the twist of the webtoon. At one point, they go on a trip, okay? They go on like a little weekend trip. Jugyeong goes with her friends. It's supposed to be like a girls trip, but then Suho and Seojun crash it. I'm like, what is going on? Like, do you know what a girls trip is? Why are y'all here? Whatever. And because Suho is still the only person who knows what she looks like without makeup, even though, again, they're all grown at this point. They're all adults. These two girls have been her best friends since high school. And they don't seem shallow in that way, right? So I'm like, girl, I don't know why you haven't told them at least, but on this trip, she finally gets the courage and, well, I think it's an accident. I think it's actually an accident at first, like, the girls catch her without makeup on, and they're a little bit surprised. They'd probably be less surprised if they found out sooner, but they're a little bit surprised as what she looks like, but ultimately they just don't care. Because these are all people in their, like, I don't know, like mid-20s or something. Like, they don't care. And that's also the first time that Seojun sees her without makeup on. Because he got very close to seeing her without makeup on for the first time when they were still dating. They went on like a little private trip, and it was just like a cute little weekend overnighter, just the two of them, very romantic. And this girl like freaks out. Things start to get a little spicy, a little hot and heavy between them, and she's like sweating bullets, so her like makeup is starting to come off, and like she's horrified. She gets so scared that he's going to see her without makeup, thinking that, oh, he'll break up with me if he sees my real face. And I'm like, why do you think that Suho can see you without your makeup on and be completely fine with it, but you think if Seojun sees you without your makeup on, he's gonna dump you? Because I think it's still not registering to this girl that these guys like her not for her face, but for her personality. All these reasons as to why she broke up with him are just stacking up, like her being insecure about her real face or whatever, her being insecure about his beauty versus hers. Like, he didn't even get a chance to prove that none of these things would have been an issue in their relationship. He doesn't even get the chance to. So basically the twist is that both of these guys are very comparable when it comes to the way they think. Like, they didn't care that she wasn't wearing makeup or not or whatever. Like, they're not shallow people is what it came down to. Anyway, she made the wrong choice, was my point to all of this. Now, my second point regarding the drama is that I would have loved it if they had taken some creative liberties and turned it into a BL. And if Suho and Seojun had fallen in love instead, that would have been a way better show. Everything's better when it's fruity, so honestly though, like I think everyone was thinking it. At least if you're into BLs, like the chemistry that In-yeop and Eunwoo have on screen, it's top tier. It's top tier. Other than that, I thought the adaptation is really good. Casting, spot on. When I saw the casting, I was for True Beauty before it came out when they announced it. I was like, like Chang-woo as Suho, perfect casting. I wasn't sure who they were gonna get to play Seojun, but I think In-yeop was a great choice. And for Jungkyung, I thought Moon Kayang was great choice. Like great casting just all around. And I think like the little switches that they made throughout the show weren't really a big deal. I think it just made the show better. Really good adaptation, like solid adaptation. Again, I hate that she ended up with Suho. Okay, so that is my rant about True Beauty and how I think Jungkyung made the wrong choice and she should have ended up with Seojun in the end. And also that in the drama they should have turned it into a BL, but that's my stance on it. Everything that's not a BL, I'm like, they should turn it fruity. Turn it into a GL, a BL, I don't care. Make it fruity and it's better. But so like hopefully this was somewhat enjoyable. Anyway, I don't have anything to say, so okay. Bye!